What's up, guys? Sorry about the bumpy camera. How's it going? We're up here by my work. Just got off, heading to the warehouse gym here in Ontario. Gonna be a heavy push day, real heavy. So typically I have to use my 100-pound dumbbells at my gym near my house at the end of my chest day to help me kind of like not do 30 reps of it. So I'll get to use heavier weights this time for less reps and ego maxing, as I call it. Not really. I don't like to do anything less than 6 reps if possible, typically 8. But now I'll get to use heavier weights for less reps. But yeah, feeling good, getting out of work, heading off to the gym. But today's episode, during my pre-workout while I'm going here, I got my double scoops of hydraulic today, so about to be full of blood everywhere, in a good way, like in a pump way, not like a internal bleeding kind of way. Okay. Hopefully this road's not closed off. That'd be a bummer. Just a random cone in the middle of the walkway, but the rest of it is open. Okay. But today's ranting and raving is about gratitude. So there's certain people that are grateful and show gratitude for even the smallest things in their life, but seeing people at my job, seeing my patients, sometimes their life sucks. And not just from a medical perspective, saying that they have lots of medical issues going on, but just home life is not good. Their family, this is typically the older elderly patients, their families don't care for them. They don't live around them. They don't want to live around them. They don't want to be near them. They don't love them. They don't want to share. I'm not talking about like monetary things, not money or whatever. That's one thing, trying to keep money away from like separating families. But just the lack of care for one another, just for, I don't know. Sometimes the patients are high maintenance. Sometimes they're weak. They can't get around by themselves. Sometimes they're undergoing chemotherapy, which is just like terrible. Sometimes just things out of their control. And I look at my kids when I come home and I'm just like, I don't know what it would take for me to do to my kids, or my wife, or my family, or anyone to want to treat me that way. You know, it just sucks to see, man. It's terrible. So every day I leave work very grateful for the things that I have been given in life, the things that I've been blessed with. Grew up with three brothers. We're all still close. We all still talk. We're all still brothers. We all love each other. Parents love me. I love them. Wife, she's awesome. She's perfect. She's my girl. 3 beautiful kiddos. I can't ask for much more. I mean, they're my son, very energetic, happy, full of energy, almost too much energy. But I know what it was like when I was a kid. I was also, I wouldn't even say borderline ADHD. If I went to a psychiatrist back then, for sure would have been diagnosed. But daughter, she can be mean sometimes. I'm not going to lie. She can be kind of mean. But she's awesome. Great kid. Other daughter, youngest daughter, little potato chunk, Miss Delilah. Just so happy, smiley, sleeps through the night. I bring this up because last night, my wife and I had a little bit of a rough night. Kids were kind of up all over the place. Kids in our room, just weird things happening. Our fire alarm batteries started wanting to die in the middle of the night, so they're like chirping, and then you try and acknowledge the chirping, like you press the button to acknowledge that it's like, I know it's a low battery, we'll get to it. And then all the fire alarms in the house start going off all at once, and that wakes the kids up. That kind of stuff, like weird stuff. And then I had to get up early for work, and I woke up and I'm just like, how great is it that this is considered a bad day for me? Some people, even some parents with great kids, some kids don't like to sleep. Some kids don't sleep well, or weird sleep schedules, or other medical conditions that don't let them sleep well. And I don't have that problem. I have 3 beautiful kids that sleep through the night for the most part, a lot of times. And just like the stuff you don't typically think about. You usually only look inside your own bubble. I mean, you're only yourself. And what I mean is, it's hard to compare your life to other people's because you don't see what they go through. You kind of have to think about what it would be like in that situation. And it's hard, man. And it makes you really, really think at all the blessings you have in your life. And I've been given a lot. I'll say I've given a lot. Thank you, my Lord Jesus Christ. It is just, I've been blessed. That's the only word I have for it. But that's just my thing is, today, I want you guys, whoever's listening, to look at each other, if you have a spouse or girlfriend or whatever, and I want you to sit down and I want you to like talk with each other about the blessings you've been given in your life. And it's just, and really take some time to think about it too. Not just like the little things like, oh yeah, I have a good job. Yeah, we have a nice car. We're financially stable, things like that. That's the easy stuff. I mean, like, we were blessed to find the house we were given. If the area we were born in, the parents we were raised in, like just the little things, the things you're like taking for granted already, and count those towards your list. Because I guarantee you the list that you originally think of is like, yeah, I have these nice things, those nice things, whatever. If you really think about it, all the things you've been given is a blessing. Your list is much more impressive. Because I guarantee you there's people out there that don't have any of those things that you're taking for granted. Which makes me bring a little bit of humility to work with me when I see my patients. Because at first it's just like kind of frustrating. A patient keeps coming back to the hospital because they don't have XYZ medical needs, the prescription that they need, they didn't pick up from the pharmacy. The therapy they were supposed to do, they didn't do. The imaging they were supposed to have, they didn't get. And it's frustrating because you're like, okay, well, we told you to do these things and then you didn't, and now you're back, and this would have prevented it. But sometimes it's just not as simple as, yeah, I just didn't want to. Sometimes it is. Not uncommonly, it is just because they don't want to do it. They didn't feel like doing it. They don't care about it enough to do it. Which, a little side note here, is something I learned about in residency is you can't let yourself care about a patient more than the patient cares for themselves. It's just a way for heartbreak, because you're never gonna, you can't go with them when they leave the hospital and make them do those things they need to do. But I digress. Sometimes it's not their fault. Sometimes they have no way to get to the pharmacy. if they get to the pharmacy, sometimes the medication's expensive. Sometimes they're right in that gap where they make too much money to be on Medicaid, so they're not poor enough to be on Medicaid, and so prescriptions are you're in the little bubble there. Prescriptions aren't cheap. Sometimes your insurance won't pay for it. Insurance sucks in all aspects. I say that with firsthand knowledge as a physician. So sometimes price is it, sometimes just transportation. There's all sorts of things. But either way, that's what I wanted to kind of get to today is be grateful for what you have. And I really want you to sit down and make a list. It doesn't have to be if you want to really have it mean something, write it down. Write it down as a list of things you're grateful for, things that you've been blessed with in life. But even if you don't want to write it down, make a list on your phone. Type a message out, send it to no one or whatever. Just to have it written down somewhere. And then refer back to it whenever you're feeling like when things aren't going your way, you're feeling down, you've had a bad week, bad month even. Maybe some things just don't go your way. You're going through some relationship stuff, some financial stuff, whatever it might be. Pull your phone out, take that list out, take a look at it, and see how truly blessed you actually are. But that's enough for me today. I am turning into the gym now. Let's get to some heavy dumbbell incline press. Well, I'm going to start with some shoulders. But the main attraction for today, which I can't wait for, some heavy incline dumbbell press. Let's get to it, guys. We'll see you in there.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 every day I'm
Feels light.
It's like it's the last night of your life won't get you right. Why do I feel like I'm drowning? Like I'm running out of air. Why do I feel like I'm falling? And I'm nowhere to the end. Just let me know. Can you be the one to and not let me go? Need to know. Could you be the one to call when I lose control? I need your love. Need your love.
Oh, baby. Drop it like it's hot. Dirty, dirty. You're a freaky girl. You're a freaky man. On the rebound. Look up with the heck, and I'm like Rodman, ready on the deck. I told her one, and she said, we didn't go like fuck. But
Well, that was almost bad. I almost threw the weight up too high. Oh, tore my shoulder. That was rough. That was rough. I didn't include it in the video, but I tried to go for the 180s, and that was terrible. That was a dumb idea. I got like one struggle rep. If my spotter wasn't there, that would have been not good. But, ooh, but still, 140 for I think 9, and then 130 for 8, 7, something like that. Feels good, man. I also forgot my hat, which puts the microphone down here. So sorry for all the heavy breathing you probably hear. But all right, let's get to it. More. This is like the Mega Mask flat press. It's like great. Converges. Like, I'll explain it more when I have a little bit more breath. But it's just such a great machine. Although I don't remember how the weight like equilibrates. So not equilibrates, but how it feels with certain weight on there. I don't know. Probably 2 plates each side. Seems about right. Who knows? This one might just humble me. Okay. Drop the seat down a little bit here. How the heck does this work? I feel like a doofus. Oh, here it is. There it is. Come on. Whew. Let's do it. Let's do it. Ah. Oh, God. I still have the little imprints from the dumbbell on my leg here. Actually, that's going to leave a little bruise. Huh. But something to think about when you're pressing. So, I recommend everyone take, if not an anatomy class, at least invest in the time to like learn anatomy. Super helpful if you're trying to like grow muscle or I don't know, really any aspect in life. So the pec originates at the center of the sternum here. Inserts right here, right at the top of the humerus there. So right on the medial aspect to be specific. So all lifting is muscle contraction. Okay, so contracting that muscle shortens it. Shortening it moves your arm towards the center. So if it goes from here to here, do you feel like you're going to maximize it if your arm's out like this versus like this, where you're extending the muscle up more so it has a further distance to travel? So sometimes it does feel better to come out like this. If you're able to grab it like this, like a fly, that's why it feels like it's hitting different parts of the chest. It's all activating the chest. It's just where the chest starts and where it ends in relation to being extended versus contracted. So that goes for any muscle group. Recommend before you do any workouts of like, I want to grow my legs, I want to grow my calves, I want to grow biceps, triceps, whatever it is. Look at how the muscles actually originate and insert. And then optimize that movement. If you're activating too much chest, delt with your pushing, you're probably coming across too much with your arm almost over. And that'll activate more delt, which isn't a bad thing, but if you're trying to isolate your chest, you're not doing a good job of it. So, probably gonna lighten up, do one last set with some, we'll call them burner reps. More so just really slow extension of the muscle belly there. All right, I'm gonna try this grip down here. See how that feels. But I can already tell you, because my arm's gonna be more supinated. Supinated is like turning your wrist in. Think about making a cup of soup. Supinated. You're already putting that pectoral muscle in a more shortened position from the start. So, should help. Let's see if my hypothesis is correct. Okay. The hypothesis was correct. More chest. All right. Whew. So, got some pec deck here, and that is about it for chest. And then we got some triceps still, but I need to adjust this. Sure do. Too much of a chest pump. Put me back at such a negative position with my arms. Whew. So, just like before, try to optimize chest. Bring your elbows together. Essentially, insertion, bringing those closer together, closer to the midline of your chest. So, oh my gosh, I'm so fatigued. This isn't even that heavy. It's just, it is heavy because I'm so fatigued. I feel like a wimp going out of the 140s. That's like 100 pounds less than I weigh. Look at this. Ugh. That's the, I don't know, it's probably about 6'2", 6'3" view of the cleavage. That's the exclusive aerial view you guys get. Usually you have to pay extra for that. Come on. I'm gonna do a quick little drop set here. All right. Really finish the chest right. Done. Come on. Okay. All right. Triceps. Let's do it. I'm gonna do some side laterals as well. I see me in the mirror here.
So she did not allow me to do that. She had to have like a little like meter pad situation.
Whatever we wanted to get kids, brought us home where we first got like to our house. He was maybe 8 weeks old, so he was pretty tiny. He peed like every 15 minutes. Because I was like, I just want to go outside with you. Like, what am I doing?
Last side of this, then some cross chest, then we're out of here. Come on. Come on.
Be on my list, be on my ankle right. You say you be and just you know the top as best.
Come on. All right. Let's do a little bit of posing, and we're out of here. All right. So this is what we're looking like right now. 244-ish, give or take. Maybe lost a little bit of weight when I shaved the beard, but all right. Guess I'll set the mic down. I'll see what we got here. Ghost door. Let's see where we are. All right. Still got my serratus there. All right, well, that's all I got for today. As always, guys, eat big, sleep big, get big, be the light, pass it on. We'll see you next time.